I want to welcome you back to BLACKSITE, and tonight we're going to talk about Chinese discrimination against Africans over the coronavirus. The Chinese government and people in China has decided to blame Africans for COVID-19, better known as the coronavirus. Many Africans have been kicked out of their apartments and they are living on the streets in China. Now some Africans have nowhere to eat. McDonald's have now said in China that they will not serve Africans. Many other eating establishments will not serve Africans. This is disgraceful. There needs to be a world boycott of China. Where is the African leaders on the African continent telling if you don't serve our people, we will kick every one of you out of Africa today? But the Chinese government has no respect for Africans. They are the most xenophobic people on this earth. They complain how bad white people are, but Chinese people are even worse. If you've seen any of the cartoons or memes that they have going on over in China, they are throwing Africans into garbage cans. That's how they feel about people of color. They have a disdain or dislike for Africans. But I would like to say this: China is in Africans over in Africa right now. Places like Kenya, Nigeria, Uganda, getting resources from Africa, the richest continent on earth, and they're not treated the way they treat Africans in China. It's time that we boycott this country. This country is out of control. They feel as though they will never be punished for their actions against the earth, the planet Earth, and the citizens of this earth. But it's time that people, especially in African or anybody of African descent, make a stand against this Chinese government and their people. It's not just the government, it's the people in China. And for all those people who are decrying about Chinese people getting racism here in America, this is how they truly think of black people. This is how they truly think of Africans in the back of their mind. They have no respect for you, and they have no respect for your culture. That's how the Chinese think. They got all their Chinese restaurants in our community. They have the little beauty shops. They have everything in our community. It's time that we boycott everything that's Chinese because they are disgraceful. And where's the United Nations? Where's Tedros over the World Health Organization? He's from Ethiopia. Why isn't he saying anything? These are people from Africa. You haven't heard a word out of his mouth. These people are wandering in the streets of China with no way to get back home because some of them may not have the money. I heard the Nigerians are sending a plane over there. The Kenyans, Ugandans, and everybody else need to send a plane over there, but they need to send a bunch of planes with the Chinese back over here to China. Kick their ass out of Africa and don't accept another penny from the Chinese government. This is a wicked regime who hates black people, and they have disdain for people, black people all around the world. They have proven this in this short period of time, and they are blaming Africans to take the pressure off the people in China, blaming the Chinese government for their response when it came to the coronavirus. The Chinese people are extremely upset, but as you see, Chinese propaganda, they will use anybody to cover for their mistakes because the Chinese government is never wrong. It's always somebody else. These Africans should not be treated this way. They are human beings. They don't bother anybody. All they there is for is to get their education, possibly get a job, but that's not good enough. They want them out of the country. So if they want you out of China, all those African countries that has invited the Chinese into their country with that Beltway Road Initiative, you should send their ass back, all 10 million on one damn plane. If they can't get on one plane, make their ass swim back to Beijing. That's what you should do. But this stuff has to stop. this disrespect from the Chinese government and the Chinese people. Don't you feel sorry for your enemy, because they damn sure don't feel sorry for you. When the last time you ever seen the Chinese cope for you? Whenever you seen the Chinese march for you? Whenever you seen the Chinese stand up for your rights? Never. Because all they care about is themselves, and they think they're superior to you. And you have seen this in the way they treat innocent Africans as though they got the virus. They the only ones in the country got the virus. But it was them who passed it all around the world. So now they're trying to blame the Africans who have been near the whole time. It's not like these Africans just came there. They were still there during the crisis. So how in the hell can they be singled out as the people who are spreading the virus? This is terrible, and those African leaders need to stand up. They need to stop their buck dancing. They need to stand up for their people and stand up for the continent and say, we're not taking this no more, and we throwing your ass out. I want to thank you for listening to BLACKSITE, this quick take on Africans being discriminated in China, and they're not being allowed, being served at restaurants, especially a worldwide brand like McDonald's.